What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to the Crypto Catch Up. Of course, your number one place to catch up on crypto. Well, just yesterday, we got some absolutely insane news out of China regarding over $1.4 trillion worth of stimulus. And I want to talk about the impact that this could have on crypto, what I truly feel like this means for crypto, and much more. Now, you guys know that I have been incredibly excited about everything that's happening over in the Eastern Asia area of the world regarding crypto, right? What's happening over in these countries has been kind of revolutionary, and we're truly seeing crypto have a true impact on this region itself. Now, with this in mind, we have talked a ton about what's happening in China specifically because I told you that this does open up a massive door in the future. I've talked about the fact that their stimulus can continue to operate or continue to allow these different operations to happen, which obviously can have huge benefit not only to the actual crypto world, but liquidity in general. I think it can be beneficial for what we're seeing here in the altcoin market as well. And so because of that, I've been very kind of adamant that what we're seeing in China is a good thing. But what I feel like I've not really done enough for you all is talk a little bit more in depth about what's actually happening in China right now, why that, the stimulus isn't going to have an immediate effect, because some of you have asked, you say, well, Tyler, if China is doing all of this stimulus, why are they not, why isn't crypto just taking off just from China? And I kind of want to explain that because I understand it, right? In 2021, we saw the US have a crap ton of money printing, which in turn had crypto prices and other just risk on assets going absolutely absurd. And some people would expect something similar to be happening in China, but it's not the case, and I want to explain why. So again, yesterday we got this news. China announced a $1.4 trillion debt bailout and is working on more measures to boost the economy. And of course, we did get a little bit more news that they want to unban Bitcoin in the next 2 months. Now, don't get me wrong. This is a good thing for the Chinese economy, right? What this basically is going to do, let me just break this down to make it as simple as possible. What this basically is going to do is going to free up some of the debt of local governments. That's why it's called a debt bailout. Because what we saw, of course, as a result of the pandemic and of course all of the strict restrictions and regulations that they had, is that those local governments were building up a ton of debt. They had no choice. It was the only way that they could survive. And then at the same time that this was happening, of course, as we were seeing all of these restrictions and people not having jobs, that was putting a strain on their actual market to some degree, causing what's called deflation. Now, we here in the US deal with inflation, which is when prices are consistently going up. They've been struggling with deflation because people had no money, everyone was in debt, no one was spending any money. By not spending any money, the prices of everything are going down, and next thing you know, China can't make any money off of some of their real estate and things like that, and the land sales that they were doing to raise money, they can't make money off of it. Why? Because no one's buying it. And so because of this, they're dealing with a deflation problem. And so with that in mind, and now again, knowing that they're dealing with the deflation problem, what does this actually do for that? Not much. That's a bit of the problem. So what you have to understand is that although a $1.4 trillion debt bailout is good, and it is a good step in the right direction, it will free up some of this debt from local governments. And then you combine that with the fact that we are starting to see them kind of be more appealing for mortgages for people and lowering their mortgage rates without the person even needing to do anything, right? When you combine those two things, and those two things are happening at once, it is actually starting to create a little bit more job flow for some of your young people in China. And that obviously could help start the ball and get the ball rolling. But quite frankly, it's just not enough. It's not enough yet. The issue that they have right now is that by doing this, that's going to be a very small drop in a very big bucket of fixing the actual problem, which is people just not having money. It's just the case. People just don't have money. People all have debt. That's the situation in which they're in right now. And then whenever you mix in the fact that if Trump does execute on what he's saying, he's going to put an even further strain on their economy by creating something of a trade war that's going to limit their exports, reduce the amount of money that they're making, cause even more strain on the actual companies, which would then cause strain on the people because people will get fired, they will start getting paid less, and the cycle continues. And so the reason why we're not seeing China truly have an impact on crypto yet is because the stimulus that they're implementing is not addressing the problem truthfully, directly, that people just don't have money. Many of their economists are coming out and saying, listen, the only way to fix this is like in 2021 and literally just go give people money. Put money in their pockets. It's the only way to be able to inject enough liquidity into this market to stop what's coming. And what's coming is doom, is what they're calling it, which is crazy to me. And so because of that, obviously, the Chinese government has responded and saying, well, we're not going to create a lazy environment where people feel like they don't have to work, that we're just going to give them money, not realizing that the reason that people are in the situation they're in right now has nothing to do with the fact that they're not working. It has everything to do with the fact that China went overboard with their restrictions after the pandemic, causing these people to not have money. They didn't properly stimulate the economy at the time because they were worried about inflation causing deflation, losing everyone all of their money. And so because of that, the situation they're in right now is that all of this stimulus is a step in the right direction, but it's not truly addressing the problem, which is people just don't have money. And because of that, of course, until that time does come, they can unban crypto. They can do as whatever they want. They can call themselves the hub of crypto for all I care. If no one there has money, no one is going to move the needle. No one there is going to invest. Companies will have a little bit more money, but at the end of the day, they have bigger things to worry about. They have bigger fish to fry. And so because of that, they're not going to be able to focus on crypto until they can at least just live comfortably. And so because of that, that is the reason why we're just not seeing the movement there that we would be expecting. Now, in some other places, we are seeing some great movement, right? We're seeing a ton of great movement out, some of your Eastern Asian countries. Don't get me wrong, and that obviously has been looking good. But if we truly want to see China have an impact, they have to address their actual problem, and that they're not yet. And that's why this market's not moving as a result of all this stimulus they're doing. So I hope this was educational. I had to do a little bit of research myself. Let me know if you have anything you'd like to add in the comments below, especially if you are real deep in the old Chinese economy scene, which I wouldn't expect from you guys or my subscribers because we don't talk about it here much. But if you are, let me know down in the comments below what you think, your thoughts and your opinions. I hope you guys do like this type of video. This is a bit of a different video for this channel where we're really just focusing on news, and I'm going more from like the charts and the technicals and all that good stuff, kind of just talking more about what's actually happening from an economic perspective. Let me know if you like these type of videos. I can do this more often, so just let me know down in the comments below, and of course I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.